Hey there, Slim J here. This is my Remington 870 conversion video, specifically for a ProMag Tactical stock set and a TacStar side saddle purchased from cheaperthandirt.com. This will be going on my Remington 870 Express Magnum Synthetic with an 18-inch barrel, purchased about 10 years ago for under $200, specifically for home defense. There's everything as it arrived. Opened everything up. Found there were no instructions, which would have been nice with this kit, but all the pieces were there, and the quality's fairly excellent for a $60 kit as well. It is the ProMag Remington 870 Tactical 6-position stock with a tri-rail forearm. That's what they call it on there. I think it's a fore-end for about $60. And then that side saddle was about $30. Started getting everything apart and realized that I'd actually never disassembled the stock fore-end before, so found another video, which I'm annotating here for YouTube by another user. You just get a pair of needle nose and take out that fore-end tube nut right there. It all just comes right apart, and then just reverse the process to put the tri-rail fore-end back on there. It's not as snug of a fit for this tri-rail fore-end as it was with the stock fore-end. But the stock fore-end's kind of molded around those rails too. And as long as you get that fore-end tube nut tightened down real snug on there with a pair of needle nose like I'm doing here, it's working excellent so far. And you kind of have to make sure those rails are coming off straight there so everything will go back together. And then it's time to take the old stock off. And you do that by taking out the recoil pad screws. There's 2 of them through the recoil pad on the bottom there. Get those out of there, and it pretty much just pops right off. There's the stock bolt up inside there. It's a hollow stock, synthetic stock. That's just the way they're made. It's the stock bolt removed, and don't need those anymore. And then I went to put in the new bolt that came with the new stock, and found it wasn't going to thread right. And there was a little piece of plastic that was blocking the hole, so I'm actually threading it in reverse here just to make sure I got it cleared out. There it is. Not very big compared to my pinky or a shell. So here it is threaded the correct direction. And then you just put the stock onto the receiver, made them together, use the supplied extra long Allen wrench to tighten it down, use the needle nose there to tighten them down exceptionally tight, and then put the pad on there. I guess it's a recoil pad. We'll see if it actually absorbs much recoil. So there's it is. Now it's time to put the side saddle on, and conveniently enough, it actually comes with instructions. But it's actually more straightforward to put this on there than it is a new stock. Comes with the bolts, one big, one smaller, just replaces the trigger plate pins. So you just tap those on through and then match them up to the side saddle. And use the supplied Allen wrenches to tighten them down. Want to make sure they're good and snug, but not too tight, because since this is going through the trigger plate, if they're too tight, it can actually affect the trigger action. The reviews I read on this particular side saddle I like, because it said it held the shells, whether they're inserted from the top or whether they're held from the bottom. It's not too tight, but it's not too loose so that they fall out either. And you can see the holes for the shell holders that came with the stock. Now those things will hold, I think they were designed for 20 gauge shells and not 12 gauge. And conveniently it came with the screws to put those shell holders on there, but not a bolt to tighten on the vertical grip. Now the bottom of that vertical grip will actually tighten up against the rail, but it's not really secure. But if you just take a machine bolt and a little 7mm nut I have on there on the bottom and cinch that on there, that thing is just solid as a rock. Looks pretty mean with 12 shells on there. There's the old compared to my Remington M887 on the top. That one's going to stay pretty much as it is. I like that one. And there they are side by side now that the conversion's complete. And now I just got to get a 2-round magazine extension on there to finish the job, and that's what the bad guy will see when he's coming in my front door. And that's pretty much the conversion on this one. Still have to get out and test it. See how well it works when it shoots. I do like adjustable stocks though, and I hope you enjoyed the video.